Hi, my name is Rob and welcome to Metal Monthly. Here we discuss all the comings and goings of metal music over the last month. Album releases, band news, musician deaths, any interesting little stories that you might have missed. So what happened in August? I'm gonna tell you. Let's get on with it. First up, album releases. This is always the biggest part of these videos because there's always dozens of albums being released. As usual, I'm going to talk about the most interesting ones and the ones that I care most about. First up, Deep Purple, Whoosh. Great name. I'll admit I've never been a massive Deep Purple fan. They were kind of that era of old rock metal bands, and there's just so many of them, I just never really got into them that much. But I listened to this album and yeah, it's really good classic rock. I read an NME review of this album that said it was over the top and silly. And I'm like, is it? It's really good classic metal music. It's done really well. It's not silly at all. It's maybe a little bit over the top and campy, but it's not like they're Steel Panther. Anyway, the album is classic rock, done really well, performed with the confidence of a band that is far older than anybody watching this video. Next up, Blue Oyster Cult 45th anniversary live in London album something. This is a live album, so it's more like a best of, which kind of makes you feel like it's not really worth mentioning, except that it is, because it's Blue Oyster Cult, and they are awesome. They did Don't Fear the Reaper, which is a fucking classic. Yeah. Next up, Dokken, The Lost Songs. This is a compilation album of unreleased stuff from the early years of Dokken, which is not that interesting of an album. It's like, hey, we have a new album, hooray! It's all the old stuff that isn't good enough to go on any of the other albums. Hooray! If you really like Dokken, probably worth checking out, otherwise probably isn't. Off topic, me and my girlfriend watched Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors the other day, and Dokken did a music video for it, for a song called Dream Warrior. It is flat out one of the best 1980s cheesy metal songs you've ever heard. Check it out. Next up, Powerman 5000, The Noble Rot. This album was teased with a new music video for the song on the album, Black Lipstick, which is so different from everything else Powerman 5000 have ever done, and I kind of love it. It's like Depeche Mode. It's really catchy, I really like it. They do a lot of weird adventurous stuff. It's cool. If you like Powerman 5000, check it out. Also, did you know the main guy from Powerman 5000, Spider 1, is the brother of Rob Zombie? Like, I know that fact, and every time I hear it, it still blows my mind. It's the most amazing fact. Anyway, next up, band Reformations. Yes, a band got back together this month. The American band Genghis Tron got back together after a 10-year hiatus. The experimental metal band was formed in 2004 and went on until 2010 when they went on hiatus. This was announced on their MySpace page. My god, MySpace was so long ago. Anyway, the band has recently reformed and they're working on their third album. Also, I checked this band out. One of their earlier songs is called Endless Teeth and is the weirdest, most insane, fantastic video I've ever seen. Next up, we have musician deaths. Every month I think it's only right to honour the metal musicians that have passed away in the past month, and in August there were quite a few. First off, Alan Peters, the former bassist of Agnostic Front, passed away. Then Martin Birch, the producer and engineer for bands like Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, passed away at the age of 71. Then Pete Way, the former bassist of a bunch of different bands, but most famously UFO, passed away at the age of 69. Then Jack Sherman, the former guitarist of Red Hot Chili Peppers, passed away at 64. Then Frankie Banali, drummer of Wasp and Quiet Riot, passed away at 68. Then Riley Gale, the vocalist of Power Trip, passed away at 34. And Enrique Maceda of NJ Bloodline also passed away. And finally, a fun story from last month, although this isn't really fun, it's just an interesting story from last month. That's good enough. So the Iranian metal band Arsames, probably pronounced really wrong, really sorry, if you do know how to pronounce it, please let me know. They were arrested for playing metal music because it broke Iran's blasphemy laws. Already, that's pretty heavy metal. This then went to court and the band was found guilty and was sentenced to 15 years in prison for it. That's 15 years. This is also not the first time this has happened. The band Confess were also arrested for breaking these laws and were given 14 years in prison and also 74 lashes for playing heavy metal music. That is insane that in 2020 you can be given a prison sentence and lashes for playing music. What is going on? However, as with Confess, Arsames have decided to not go to prison and instead flee the country. Yeah, I support that. The band was first arrested in 2017 and at the time put out a statement saying, We were in our studio during rehearsal, they moved us to jail that day and did not tell our family about where we were for a week. So since deciding to flee the country, the band has put out another statement. Is it a crime that we are playing metal music? Is it a crime that we are talking about Persian history? Is it a crime that you think we are into Satanism when we have songs about Cyrus the Great and monotheism? Is it a crime that we love our music and our country? Which is a very good point, and I think it's something to bear in mind, that in this country this doesn't happen, but in other places you can be arrested just for playing a certain type of music. So obviously I wish the band well. I do hope they manage to escape to a country with a better taste in music. The one good thing that's going to come out of this is that when they are good and safe and are back to making music, they are going to make some really heavy metal music with all of this influence. Anyway, that is all the stories I have for you this month. I really hope you like this video. If you've listened to any of the albums I mentioned earlier, let me know in the comments what you think. If I've missed any interesting metal stories from the last month, please do let me know. Follow me on the social medias. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rob, and I will see you next month.